What do you make of the chaos, the F-bombs that were thrown about behind closed doors? And if there is a motion to vacate, to oust Kevin McCarthy, do you think Democrats should lift a finger to try to save him?
Well, my problem is not the language. My problem is that we're not getting things done for the American people. We haven't had votes this week. The Speaker isn't living up to the deal that he cut with President Biden. We need to fund the government, and we need to do it before September 30th. In terms of what we will do, I will be taking direction from Leader Jeffries, and I will just say that the House Democratic Caucus will be unified, and we are having those conversations. But this is for their side to solve.
Speaker McCarthy has called for an impeachment inquiry into President Biden. How do you feel that the president and the White House should respond to this?
I thought Senator Fetterman had the best response, which is that this is silly season. This is politics. I mean, Speaker McCarthy doesn't have the votes of his own caucus to pass the inquiry. When we impeached President Trump, Speaker Pelosi started the inquiry, but 2 weeks later, we had a vote on the House, and the vote passed. And I guess my question for the Speaker is, why does he not even have the votes of his own side? It's because people know this is pure politics.
Speaker Pelosi, you did know correctly. It wasn't right away. The inquiry started, and then there was a vote on the inquiry. But ultimately, a vote did happen on the first impeachment, although not the second impeachment. Do you feel that the president is fighting back as hard as you would like to see him do so on the issue of impeachment?
Yes, because it's just politics. I mean, there's no there, and you have a case where you have one former president who has been twice impeached and 4 times indicted, and the Trump campaign is talking to Republicans in the House, and they want to try to have some black mark on President Biden. They've been trying this since President Biden ran in 2020 to create a false sense of equivalence. But the American people aren't going to buy it. And even the Republicans in the House don't buy it, let alone the Republican senators.
We are counting down. The country is counting down. I think it's 13 hours now until the United Auto Workers could go on a strike. It may be a limited strike at first at some of the auto plants for the big 3 around the country right now. You just wrote an op-ed along, I believe, with the leader of the UAW. What do you want to see here? What concessions do you think the United Auto Workers, if any, should be willing to make here?
John, here are the facts. The CEOs of these big 3 companies like Mary Barra are making $30 million a year. Their profits have gone up 40%. They're making 365 times more than the median UAW worker, and they're getting billions of taxpayer dollar subsidies. And all UAW is asking for that we put out in the op-ed is for these workers to be paid a reasonable family-supporting wage, for them to be able to unionize. The big 3 need to do the right thing with all their subsidies that they're getting from the federal government and pay the workers fairly.
One of the issues, and it's not a direct issue in these negotiations because people who make batteries for electric cars, most of them in this country, are not unionized right now, but it's a connected issue. One of the issues has to do with how much they are paid. They are paid less, by and large, than members of the United Auto Workers Union. One of the arguments being made by the big 3 automakers is, look, if we pay these workers as much as we're paying the union members, Tesla's going to, clean our clock. Tesla's not paying these, them that much. So how can we afford to do so? What do you say there?
Well, first of all, the big 3 have made $21 billion of profits over the last 6 months. They're getting extraordinary subsidies. And then you have experts who have said that Tesla's market share is going to drop from 70% to the teens because the big 3 EV pickup trucks and others are selling well and have huge scale advantages. So that is just a red herring. When the CEOs cut their pay from $30 million and don't have pay that is 400 times almost the average worker, when they stop doing $5 billion in stock buybacks to enrich their dividends instead of paying workers, then we can talk. But it's not like they have made any cuts when it comes to shareholders or their executive pay, and they're paying some of these workers $16 an hour. It's outrageous, while being federally subsidized by your tax dollars.
I have to let you run, but is President Biden doing enough for the United Auto Workers in your mind?
I think he has. I think he has made the right decision by appointing Gene Sperling. Gene Sperling's sympathies are with the working class, and he's going to do what it takes to get the UAW workers the right deal.
Representative Khanna, thanks so much for being with us. A lot going on today.
Thank you, John.